Overseas now, in the war in Gaza, a major rift appears to be emerging between the U.S. and Israel, specifically over President Biden's recent address outlining a proposed ceasefire. Israeli forces moving ahead with their offensive in southern Gaza, as Prime Minister Netanyahu today called the idea of a complete end to the fighting a non-starter. ABC's Britt Clennett in Israel tonight with late reporting.
Tonight, an Israeli government official telling ABC News that Prime Minister Netanyahu's office was not informed about President Biden's announcement detailing a permanent ceasefire, saying his office was told the president would just be addressing hostage negotiations. Netanyahu responding to Biden's presentation of the Israeli proposal, calling a full end to the fighting in Gaza a non-starter until Israel's conditions are met. Netanyahu advisor Ophir Falk reiterating that dismantling Hamas and retrieving the hostages must come first.
So you wouldn't end the fighting permanently first?
The notion that a permanent ceasefire will kick in without us destroying Hamas and freeing our hostages is a non-starter.
A senior U.S. official tonight saying they engaged with the Israelis at multiple levels, but they would not comment on whether Netanyahu was briefed about the full details of yesterday's announcement of a three-part proposal to end the war, which includes plans for a temporary end to fighting and for Israel to begin negotiations for a permanent ceasefire.
It's time for this war to end, for the day after to begin.
And just days before Biden's announcement, Israel's national security advisor saying he expects the war to continue through the end of the year. But on the ground here in Tel Aviv, these massive demonstrations urging the Israeli government to follow through with the deal.
There are protests here every week, but tonight there's an optimism among the hostage families that Biden can put an end to their misery.
Nama Weinberg desperately hoping to bring the body of her cousin Itay Sversky back to Israel.
I think that for the first time and after a very long time, there is a bit of hope.
With tonight, right-wing Israeli officials are digesting the news after Shabbat, threatening to resign if Israel follows through. But Egypt and Qatar adding to U.S. pressure to accept the deal.
Britt Clennett for us tonight. Thank you. And tune into This Week tomorrow morning. George Stephanopoulos will speak with White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby about the state of the war in Gaza. Turning now to the severe weather threat, millions are on alert from the plains into the south. Hail, high winds and tornadoes, all possible. These images coming in overnight from Lubbock, flashes of lightning you see there, and the city expecting more of the same again tonight. Let's get right to ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore. And Samara, these are some of the very same places that have already been hit hard over the past few weeks.
That's correct, Whit. And we have severe thunderstorm watches that are now going into effect through tonight. One particularly in Colorado was now expanded into the state of Kansas and Nebraska. We're also monitoring southern Texas, areas like Fort Stoughton and Louisiana. It's there where we have a flash flood threat specifically for New Orleans. We also are monitoring a flash flood threat farther north tomorrow in the northern plains. It's there where robust, strong, severe thunderstorms are possible through Sunday afternoon. There we could see damaging wind along with a few isolated tornadoes. One good note is, that we are anticipating in the week ahead to get a little break from the severe weather.
All right, we will take that break. Samara, thanks so much.